Okay, welcome to tonight's webinar regarding the Level Up Challenge, and we're going to talk tonight about social media and online reputation management. Of course, part of a strong marketing strategy for business owners, right? We're going to talk a little bit more about how digital marketing makes a huge impact in local businesses, and certainly part of that is taking advantage of social media and what their online reputation is. So let's dive right into it with social media. And I think you'll all agree that social media is here to stay, and certainly a way of communicating, not only marketing, but a way of communicating and engaging with clients. So it's very important to make sure people don't try and replace mass advertising and mass marketing for social media marketing. It works very differently. So a couple things that we want to help our business candidates and business clients really look into is their social strategy. Are they currently on a social network? And really, which networks are they on? Is the content that they post valuable? And are they posting consistently? Or is it kind of hodgepodge whenever they get around to it, they're posting and posting infrequently? Or maybe they've got one employee that might be posting on their behalf occasionally. Is there actually a strategy, or is it just something that's happening on a whim? Would they like to be on more social platforms? Maybe it's too much to manage for any one person in their business, so they're looking to maybe expand their social reach. Are they interacting and engaging with their followers, right? It's one thing to be on social media and have say a Facebook page or an Instagram channel, but if they're not engaging with their clients and candidates and their prospects, then it's really all for nothing, right? It's all about engagement, right? Getting those, not only the followers and the likes, but really communicating back and forth with their followers, right? And certainly, is there a call to action, right? Is there something strong? Is there a reason why people should be following them on social media? So if we look at some of the statistics that are out there, and these are good to share with some traditional business owners, we can look at this. 83% of marketers indicate that social media is an important part of their business, obviously, right? 85% of customers expect businesses to be active on social media. And the key word in that is active, right? Social media has a 100% higher lead to close rate than outbound marketing, right? So rather than some sort of telemarketing or door-to-door sales, social media has a 100% higher lead to close ratio. So that's an important reason someone should be on social networks. Certainly Facebook is still the most popular, the biggest reach and the largest reach, but certainly there's some other channels we can talk about as well. And then when we talk about some of the review sites like Yelp, right? Restaurants with 3.5 stars on Yelp are 63% more likely to be full than those with just 3 stars. So that half a star certainly makes a difference. So when we look at that word, social media marketing, really what is it, right? 74% of people say they use Facebook for professional purposes, right? So it's more than just personal use, right? And it's important for business owners to know that, because they think, oh, well, businesses really shouldn't be on there. And sometimes we approach our candidates and we agree that maybe it's not a great place for businesses to try and solicit business. And certainly that's a different word, right? Solicit business. How about content consumption? It's increased over 57% in the past 2 years, right? It's a great place where content is generated and shared, right? 60% of small business owners are not able to track return on investment from their social media activities. And again, it's probably because they're not looking into their insights or the reporting. So very important that they don't only take part in social media, but they also are managing it, right? Measuring, monitoring, and really looking how to improve on that return on their investment. And a third of the world uses social networks regularly, right? 30% of the global marketplace is using social media. So, of course, is it here to stay? Yes. Is it an important channel for marketing? Yes. But again, what is that marketing? It's communicating and engaging. So a lot of people think, well, Facebook, is it gone? No, it's still around, right? Facebook, is it really worth it? Well, Facebook sends 82% of social media traffic to longer articles, right? So we talked 2 weeks ago about blogs and content marketing along with the website. And that's important that people can drive traffic to their blog, to their website, and to longer articles of information basically from their social media posts. Very important, right? Facebook posts with images see 2.3 times more engagement than those without images, and that was years ago, but we're seeing, obviously, if it's got a picture or a video, it's going to be a higher engagement factor there. And Facebook continues to have the most engaged users, right? And that's going to be important for businesses that can only manage maybe one or two networks and one or two channels. Where should they position themselves? Well, the largest network that has the biggest reach, and currently that is Facebook. Now, certainly Facebook owns Instagram. Instagram has over 800 million monthly active users, so not a small social channel by any means. 59% of Instagrammers in the US are under 30. So it's important when talking to a business owner that they understand who their target audience is and their target market, right? So 18 to 29-year-olds comprise 59% of users in the US, and 30 to 49-year-olds accounting for 33%. Now, again, that's a huge piece, right? A third of Instagram users are ages 30 to 49, prime buying times in their lives, right? 30 to 49-year-olds are the consumers, right? And certainly 18 to 29-year-olds are going to be the future big buying power, but they're certainly purchasing right now. So 80% of users follow a business on Instagram, right? So that's important. Why should a business be on Instagram? Well, with this kind of appeal, they can have many more followers that are in their target demographic. 60% of users find new products on Instagram, okay? So when you have a company that has a new product or service and trying to feature it, certainly something visual in nature posted on Instagram can go a long way. And Instagram users are 70% more likely to make a mobile purchase. 70%, so more than 2/3 more likely to make a purchase, right? So it's important to have a mobile responsive site, to be on Instagram, to drive traffic and awareness, and that can lead to a higher product purchase or a product sale just from using something like Instagram. And of course, another visual network, we got Pinterest, right? Should I be pinning? Well, I don't know. It depends on your type of business, the product and service, and the demographic you're trying to reach. So let's take a look at Pinterest. Pinners are just as likely to purchase as users from other social channels, but here's the critical number. They spend 50% more on average compared to other social channels. So certainly, just like Facebook, just like Instagram and other social channels, their users are active purchasers, but they're likely to spend more money. They also spend 20% more than users referred from non-social channels, including search. So people that are searching for a product and service on, say, Google and doing a search, the people on Pinterest are likely to spend 20% more than people just searching on a search engine, right? So that is powerful statistic. And again, are you going to memorize all these? No, but it's good to just arm yourself with some interest-creating remarks. Maybe you jot down a couple of these, and it's something to have in conversation and a dialogue. You don't want to regurgitate and do this fact-telling, but it's important to know what we have and is there a market for it? Absolutely. 71% of Pinterest users are women. So if a business has a large female demographic, then this might be a network that they want to look into. So what about Snapchat, right? Another one of the newer kids to the block, right? More importantly, based on your target audience, should you be snapping, right? Snapchat has 150 million daily active users, and every second, almost 9,000 photos are shared on Snapchat. Every second, 9,000 photos shared. It's incredible. 52% of Snapchat users are under the age of 25. So if, again, looking for a younger audience, a younger target market, then Snapchat may be a network that they want to take advantage of. 30% of US millennial internet users use Snapchat regularly as a form of communication, okay? So again, the idea is to really take a business and really look at what their product and service is, what their appeal is, what their target demographic is, what their current engagement or communication strategy is, and identify, one or two networks that they should be really focusing on. Now, are they going to do all of them? Probably not, unless they've got someone in-house that can manage it, or they're hiring an agency to manage it for them. And that's where MA Web Centers can come in most certainly, right? So we live in a scroll world. So almost every post should include a photo or a video. I like to say if a picture is worth 1,000 words, then a video is worth 1,000,000, right? So visual content is 40 times more likely to get shared on social media than any other type of content. So think to yourself as a consumer, what type of information do you share, right? You typically share photos and videos more than just text-based posts, right? So that's something to also make your business owners or candidates aware of is, as a consumer, when you are on a social network, which social networks are you currently on, and what type of information, what types of posts are you currently sharing when you're trying to expose something that you've seen? Is it more likely to be a photo or a video? And then when they step into the shoes of a consumer, they realize that they are users of social media, that's how they should also be looking to market their business and communicate with their clients. So video, almost 50% of internet users look for videos related to a product or service before ever visiting a store, right? 50% look at videos before they'll actually visit the store, right? Again, it comes back to what we talked about over the past couple weeks, that consumers are doing their research ahead of time, right? They're doing all of their searching and review listings before they ever engage with the actual store or manufacturer, right? Or the company, right? More than half, 53% of smartphone users feel more favorable towards companies whose mobile sites or apps provide instructional video content, right? So that might be another type of content to talk to your client or candidate about. Are they currently doing any educational type of videos that they can expose on their website or on other channels, say Facebook or even YouTube, right? Are there instructional videos? Is there something that they can give away as free information about their product or service to their audience, right? If it's a plumber, maybe it's something as simple as how to unclog a toilet, or how to remove the drain in your shower, or if it's a landscaper, how to prune your bushes to make sure that they get this best growing season. What about ways to fertilize or to use lime or not use lime, right? So you can help identify what types of information or what kind of frequently asked questions that they get from their clients that they could put in a video form, and that would go a long way. They can also repurpose that content as a blog post or put it as a frequently asked question on their website. So what about social advertising, right? Facebook advertising and other forms of advertising on social channels. Well, when it comes to paid social media ads, there's an overwhelming majority of Facebook ads, right? Very high return on investment on Facebook advertising at 84% of people using paid social media, followed by Google ads at 41%, and then LinkedIn ads at 18%. So we certainly have a solution, right? And if someone's already doing some Google advertising, maybe they want to change it up or add something more robust and get involved in a paid Facebook ad campaign, right? And that's certainly something that we will look into. We also can offer other social media ad campaigns, certainly talk to sales support, and they can configure our existing packages on other networks if that's something desired by a client. So digital, social, and web management products, know what we have to tailor your conversation, right? You need to know what we offer and what we have in order to steer the client into the right conversation to make sure that you can provide the right solution. Now, one of our products is online reputation management, right? We're going to talk about review sites. We're going to be talking about business listings, customer satisfaction, all important information, right? So think of this. Constant Contact surveyed 350 businesses. 50%, half of them, came across as inaccurate. Maybe it was an incorrect phone number, a wrong address, wrong employees, a wrong website address. And worse than that, almost half, right? 49% never checked their listings. And why? Because there's too many listing and directory services out there, right? Whether they're going to look at their Yelp listing, their Angie's List, the Knot. What about the Chamber of Commerce's? What about Manta, Dex Media, Super Pages, the Yellow Pages? Right? All of these thousands of listing sites. In some cases, they might be specific industry categories like lawyers.com or something for health professionals. But the idea is that there's thousands of these listings out there but if the business owners aren't checking them, they don't know if there's any misinformation, which also can impact their search rankings, right? Very important to know. So they should be visible on review sites, right? Sites such as Yelp, Angie's List, TripAdvisor, and these exist solely to collect and give reviews. Certainly there's others like Urban Spoon or OpenTable, Zagat, Roomkey, Priceline.com, Foursquare even, Hotels.com, DealerRater, CitySearch, Edmunds, right? So many that might be industry specific as well. So make sure the business is listed on those sites and be sure to monitor activity and ask your customers to review where they're located, right? They might not even know there's reviews out there. So that is powerful. It is powerful that there are reviews happening on their business that they might not even know about. And there's ways that they should be soliciting or asking their current patrons to review them, right? And you're seeing that a lot in restaurants, and maybe a printout or a receipt. Hey, please review us. Or, you just had your oil change. Please, go online, click on this link, and then give us a review. So we have to make sure that our clients and candidates are asking for reviews. It might be an email campaign. It could be a text marketing campaign, right? It might be using some of our other services. But the most important thing is that they have to ask their patrons for reviews, right? And the other thing is they have to monitor those reviews, and it becomes very cumbersome to not only monitor all those reviews, but also handle and engage with any positive and or negative reviews, not delete them, but maybe put in some other campaigns. And why is that important? Well, consumer reviews increase the search engine optimization value and drive quality traffic to a website. 88% of consumers read online reviews to determine the quality of a local business. 85% of consumers said that they read up to 10 reviews. 72% said that positive reviews make them trust a local business more, right? People do business with people they know, like, and trust. And that's why it's so critical that they have some reviews out there on the web. 88% trust online reviews as much as a peer-reviewed or personal recommendation. Isn't that interesting? People that we don't even know on the internet reviewing a company's product or service, we will take that as if it were a personal review or recommendation from a friend, family member, or colleague, right? 88% trust value in online reviews. And that's why businesses can't ignore that this is out there. So critical to their online success. So it really comes down to, customer service, right? Customers may forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And it's important to remind our traditional business owners, and they know that in the real world, right? In the offline world, they know that their highest rate of return is word of mouth referrals, right? You'll hear that when you're talking to businesses. But the problem is that they need to have that same exposure online. If we can take all their success offline and also expose it online, it's going to give them a much better chance of standing out to the competition. So certainly they must ask for reviews offline. They can put up a sign up in your store. They can ask people to review them on Yelp. They teach the staff to ask customer for reviews online after and offer incentives to come back, emails like we said. So these are some things that you can recommend in a conversation or a discussion to get the online reputation management product in conversation, so you can book a digital marketing appointment to talk a little bit more about online reputation management. Now, very important, a lot of businesses say, oh, well, do you delete negative reviews, or can you delete negative reviews? Well, this is interesting. People trust reviews more when they see a mix, some positive, some negative, because if they see nothing but 5-star reviews, it can cause some doubt and cause concern about not only censorship, but also, are they paying their friends, their family, and their staff to write false reviews? Is it kind of fraudulent, right? So having those negative reviews in there is just as important as the positive ones, but more importantly, it's how the business addresses the negative review, how the business addresses the positive review. How can they engage with their clientele? In fact, if they've seen a negative review, they can offer come back in. I'm sorry that you had that experience. Come in and, we'll get you a free gift card, or we'll give you a free appetizer, or, the next service is half off on us, or, why don't you just come in? Love to hear a little bit more about your experience so we can correct it the next time, right? That engagement shows a lot, because people do business with people they know, like, and trust. They need to know that businesses care about them, or they'll take their service and their buying power elsewhere. So it's important to have that loyal customer base, but also that engagement, whether it's positive or negative in nature. And certainly they can spread the word on social media, right? Testimonials on social media channels, and especially if it's coming directly from a customer, a happy customer, tagging the business or using a hashtag, very powerful, right? So each week, post a positive review on their social channels, right? Don't edit them, though. If there's any grammatical or spelling errors, that's fine. It seems more genuine, but it's a great way to spread any positive news about the business. If they get an email in, they can ask, hey, can we put this on our social media channel, or would you mind posting this on our social channel? Maybe it's a feedback form on their website that they receive that information, that they put on their website and then also push it out on social media. Maybe it's before and after photos. Right? Maybe it's a renovation project, a kitchen and bath remodel. Maybe it's a landscaping before and after. Maybe it's makeup artistry, skincare, any type of service. Again, if it's visual in nature, it's even more powerful. So before and after photos go a long way, but also when it's spread on social media, it just enhances that review, because it's that third-party credibility, what I like to call social proof. Social proof that demonstrates the success of the business. So a business, just like we talk about as WebCenter owners and on franchise owners, we also need to remind business owners that they need to follow up too, right? If we say the fortune's in the follow-up, that's for traditional business owners too. So they're happy, loyal customers. It's more important for a business to keep them happy and engaged and really communicate with them to either promote additional products and services or to create that referral network than it is to go out and try and get new customers, right? It's so much more expensive and timely to acquire new customers. So why not pay closer attention to their existing customers? And that's one of the most important things that we can share in terms of marketing, and it becomes more valuable in the conversation because you are providing the value, right? There's no product that you're really going to be recommending other than just free content to educate your business owners and your candidates on how they could be better than their competition, just by doing something as simple as following up. Making a recommendation that they just send a handwritten card or a postcard to a happy customer once a week, or take all of their new clients and send them a postcard saying thank you. And then maybe even blasting out on email or social media that they had a new client that was happy with their service, and posting a review, right? So what do we offer in terms of social media and online reputation? Well, we've got social media management, and we offer smooth, results-driven package in which our specialists will create profiles on social media sites of their choice if they need it. They'll post written and image-driven content each week and respond to comments or questions that might arise on all these social sites, right? So they're going to get, one social channel of choice. They could purchase additional social media management packages if they want to do additional channels, say Facebook and Instagram, or Twitter and Facebook, or whatever networks they're looking to work through. And then they're going to get 2 posts per week to just kind of fill in the gaps of what they're maybe not doing themselves. So certainly if they need more than that, then we can customize a package for them for social media management. For online reputation management, we include the monthly scan of any negative reviews or positive reviews, and provide clear reporting of activity on the customer review sites, right? So we're going to do a scan and find out where they're showing up, what the general reputation looks like, what their kind of clout is looking like online, and provide that information. Anything that might affect their revenue, profits, and foot traffic, we're going to make sure that they're aware. And we're going to do even suppression campaigns if we need to, meaning that we're going to work with the business to give them advice on things that they can do to acquire positive reviews, right? We've got something here that we need to address. Let's address it, but let's also reach out and try and find ways to get new positive reviews. How can we do that? Can we send out an email? Can you ask people at the point of sale to do a review? Can you have your staff ask for reviews, right? Maybe on social media, request reviews. Maybe you can do some type of contest or raffle or giveaway, something to engage your clientele. So that's all going to be included in online reputation management. Ways to improve their online reputation, right? And it's very broad because it could be something that's happening on search. It could be something that's happening on social channels. It could be something that happens on review sites. Or maybe they're looking for just to clean up some of the directory listings. So that's something that they could take advantage of and say, look, what I need is this. So it's important to work with the project management team, your specialist, as well as your client to say, hey, what do we need to do this month and how can we really move this forward and improve your online reputation? And again, doing the monthly scan, doing a keyword search is going to be part of the process and important, but it's also important to make sure that there's an open line of communication. You are the consultant, you're the WebCenter owner, to work with the candidate and the project manager, as well as the actual, say, specialist that's working with your client, right? So are they leveraging social media? Are they consistently posting and responding to their social channels? Do they monitor their online reviews? Those are questions that come up on the digital marketing and social media assessment, right? So it's all part of that assessment, the 15-minute consultation. Now, what about advertising, right? We talked a little bit about Google advertising and search engine marketing last week, but now let's talk about Facebook ads, right? So billions of people are at Facebook, so you can be sure that we'll find an audience for your client, right? So we'll discuss their target market demographics, the geographic area they want to reach, and all other vital details to get the campaign kicked off, right? They'll have a monthly consultation reporting and details of exactly what's happened over the past month with the Facebook insights, and we'll get that all to your client. So it's very important, and it might change month to month. Like, what do we need to do to improve it? Maybe we're going to take these Facebook ads and change the targeting, right? Maybe we're going to do some retargeting, and maybe we're going to switch it up a little bit, right? So it's important in online advertising that we can track the return on the investment. We can actually track and report back what the actual success rate is, depending on what the client is looking for. So it's important that we can change this as we go to improve it versus traditional advertising, right? Say it's a television commercial or a radio ad. That ad is going to run or it's going to get pulled. But the idea is that it can't be changed on the fly if it needs to be, right? Same thing with a print ad or a yellow page ad. Well, that's the book for the year, so nothing can change for another year until that goes out to print. So very important for the clients to realize that online and internet advertising is very powerful as opposed to their traditional forms of advertising that they're used to. So they might need a little bit of education, and that's why it's important to get them on the phone with a Facebook ad specialist. And that's what I would say. What I'd like to do is answer that question by having you talk to a Facebook advertising specialist that we work with. What works better for you, mornings or afternoons, right? And then book the time with a DMP product calendar appointment wizard, right? So ask them, are they on Facebook? Could they use more exposure? Could they use more likes and followers? Are they looking for more traffic to their website, right? Do they want to grow some engagement, right? So it could be all different ways that they can leverage these campaigns, right? But that comes from the consultation with the specialist when we first get them set up as a client. So what tools do we have? Well, we've got the digital and social media marketing assessment, right? The front and back, you can find it on mawc411.com under the launch tab, under the top 6 downloads, but it's also under downloads. It's also available on unfranchised support materials now that we've got the great download section revamped, so you can also find it there. But you can also purchase these here in the US. You can find them under ordering services. You can get the bundle pack, which is just a tearaway sheet that you can bring with you. But it's very, very critical to go through these questions with a client, because this is how you can provide this information to the specialist that's going to conduct an appointment. Now, if you don't have an actual 10 to 15 minute consultation prior to booking an appointment and you go right to book the demo appointment, that's fine, but you can leverage this as your confirmation call. You can say something like, so excited to have you on the phone tomorrow to learn more about the Facebook advertising programs that can help you, address the engagement that we talked about on the phone the other day. But the specialists had a couple key questions that they wanted me to have answered before our call to make sure it was a good use of our time. So, in a quick couple minutes, I'd like to just ask a couple questions if that's okay with you. Do you currently use social media for personal use or just for business? Right? Do you have a dedicated business account or do you mix it with your personal account? Which social media platforms are you currently using? And are there any that you'd like to use in the future? How often are you currently posting, if at all? And who is doing the posting for you? Right? Are you happy with the current engagement with your clients on social media? Are there any other platforms that you want to use that you're not sure how to leverage? And really, how would you rate your online reputation? Not good, okay, fair, good, great. Where have you been reviewed? Are you even aware of any reviews? Are you currently doing any Facebook advertising? Are you paying money to Facebook for ad campaigns? Are you currently doing any email marketing campaigns? Are you blogging? Right? Are you happy with your social presence? Okay. When we have all of this content and all this information, this data, it's very important to then turn around and put that in your appointment in the comment section or even upload this into the appointment, because this is critical information for the digital marketing specialists to actually review in the sales appointment. Right? If you don't have this information, it makes for an appointment that's going to be pretty bland and it's going to not be very qualified, which means that the only thing the sales specialist is going to be able to do is try and ask some of these questions and tell them how much our products cost and what they can expect to receive. So they can't really tailor it to really identify the right solution for your candidate. So do your job as a WebCenter owner and make sure that you get these questions answered, because the quality appointment is going to go up, which is going to increase the chance and the likelihood that you're going to sell a product or service, and you'll have a higher retention rate in keeping a happy client if you go through these steps. And that's why the 5 C's are so important. So if we're going to wrap up here with the Level Up Challenge and a weekly plan, you should always have at least 30 businesses and an active list, adding 2 per day. And that's going to make sure that you're always keeping that possibility list fresh, right? Doing the current research on your top 10 at all times, spending that 10 to 15 minutes a day to do that research to stay on top of it. But most importantly, contact your candidates to schedule the consultations, right? Nothing's going to happen until you do that. So contact the candidates, ask them if you can sit down with them for 10 or 15 minutes to learn more about their business and see if there's a way that you can help them with their online marketing, right? Use the assessment sheets. If you don't know questions to ask, we've got them written down on the assessment sheets. And for those that are just kind of new to WebCenters, or you're just getting started with the Level Up Challenge, you want to go back and review some of the webinars. And every single week, you have all of this exclusive content that you can review. So if there's certain weeks that you want to kind of freshen up on, you can go back and review those. Maybe you set an appointment and you want to review the search engine optimization webinar. You can do that. So it's very important to stay current with your attitude and knowledge as you continue this process. Now, we're in week 5 right now of these webinars, and we certainly just launched the contest portion on March 1st, but we're going all the way to July 31st. So there's going to be a long time here. So think of all the information that you're going to be getting and applying, implementing, but stuff that you're going to want to review for sure. So the most important thing is that we become marketing consultants, right? You're going to be someone that doesn't have all the answers, but you're going to gather the information from the questions that you're going to be asking. You're going to get that data, and the most important thing that you can do is connect them with the specialist to address their needs. And that's the simple close right there, right? When we look at the 5 C's, the first C is having the candidate list. The second C is doing the current research on their current online positioning and their presence. The third C is contacting the candidate for an appointment. The fourth C is doing the consultation, right? 10 to 15 minute consultation appointments. And the fifth is closing. And what is the close? The close is with a product specialist to deliver the solution and the proposal to your candidate of everything that you've uncovered. If you follow this system, you're going to have happy clients that stay on board for a long time because they're getting educated along the process, and you're not just selling them or pitching them a product. And that's going to let you stand out amongst the competition.